Hello students, welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas. So friends, we have an application by the name Careers Cloud which you can go and download through the Play Store. And once you have downloaded, you can log in with your Gmail ID. And why I am suggesting you this application, because this is the one-stop solution for all the current affairs. This is the best of the best application and the platform where you can enhance your learning through help. Here you will be provided with multiple courses. Here you will be provided with multiple options of quizzes, and even you will be provided current affairs on daily basis. PDFs and quizzes will be provided to you on daily basis, both in Hindi as well as English. Here you will be provided current affairs with weekly basis and monthly basis also. Here remember, once you have done watching our video, then you can log in through this application, take out the PDF, read that PDF and go through the quizzes. That will enhance your preparation. Same you have to do for weekly and same you have to do for the monthly also. In monthly you will be provided with the top 100 important questions PDF and video also, that will enhance your learning, and it will be a very beneficial and important video for the revision perspective. And not just this friends, apart from this we also provide you banking and economic questions. We provide you state current affairs such as of Uttarakhand, UP, Tripura, Telangana, and many more. Not just this, apart from this, we also provide you topic wise current affairs, and the topics that we are providing you are really important. These topics are such as national affairs, international affairs, important days, sports, defense, science and technology, apps and web portals, obituary. These are the important topics that are being asked in various exams across India. So these are the topics that are must and should be covered and will be beneficial for the preparation of the students. Hello everyone. So in this video we will be discussing important current affairs of the first week of July month. The session will be very interesting and important, so do pay attention till the end. Let's start. The first question is, which among the following points are correct with respect to the report on Panchayat Development Index, that is your PDI, that was released during the national workshop in New Delhi in the month of June. If we talk about it, remember this report on the Panchayat Development Index was released by whom? It was released by Kapil Moreshwar Patel, right? He's our Minister of State for the Ministry of Panchayati Raj. So if we look at option A is correctly written here. Then next thing you need to remember here, that this was launched at the Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi. Next, PDI was formulated for what? It was launched to evaluate the different indicators that are responsible for the development in villages. I repeat, this PDI Panchayat Development Index was released in order to measure the total different indicators that will be responsible for the development in villages. Here only a total of 144 local targets, 577 local indicators, 688 data points and 9 themes for the localization of the sustainable development goals was launched. So B option is also correctly written here. Then moving to the third point, remember on the pilot basis, 4 districts of Maharashtra state, that is Pune, Sangli, Satara and Solapur, they were selected of Maharashtra on the pilot basis, and on the pilot index 70% of the panchayats in these 4 districts are in the category C, while just 27% of them are in the category B. So if we look at the option C is also correctly mentioned here. So all the options A, B, C are rightly mentioned, and we have to remember this Panchayat Development Index was released in order for the development of the villages, and a pilot program was launched in the 4 districts of the Maharashtra state. They are Pune, Sangli, Satara and Solapur. Next, which among the following is incorrect with respect to the tax collection at source as of June? So if we look at it, Ministry of Finance has announced that there will be no changes in the rate of tax of collection at source for the proposed under liberalized remittance scheme, and this is for the overall, and this is for the travel people or for the overseas travel tour packages regardless the mode of payment up to 7 lakh rupees per annum, right? That means till 7 lakh rupees per annum there will be no change, and there will be no change in the rate of the TCS, correct, for the overseas travel tour packages. So option here, is it correct? So yes, option C is correct, but we have to select the incorrect one. Option B, beyond the 7 lakh rupees threshold, TCS shall be of 0.5% for the remittance for the education financed by education loan, and 5% for the remittance for education or medical treatment, and 20% for others. So option B is also rightly marked. But looking at the option C, the changes in the TCS rate were set to be implemented with effect from 1st of July 2023. Now come into effect from 1st of December with the above mentioned modification. See, earlier they were to be implemented with effect from 1st of July, but now they will be coming into effect not from 1st of December but from 1st of October. Correct? So we'll look at the same. LRS for the education financed by loan. Earlier it was nil up to 7 lakh rupees. Now also it is nil up to 7 lakh rupees. Earlier it was 0.5% above 7 lakh per rupees. Now also it is 0.5% up to 7 lakh rupees. Correct? Moving on. Next is according to the export data released by Government of India for financial year 23 that was released in June, which state has become India's leading exporter of electronic goods in fiscal year 23 with the export worth of $5.37 billion? It is our Tamil Nadu state. Remember, Tamil Nadu has topped in terms of the maximum export of electronic goods from India, and here the total value of the exported goods reached $5.37 billion, and it is nearly 3 times that of fiscal year 22. Correct? In fiscal year 22 it was $1.86 billion, and it has been tripled since then from the last financial fiscal year. Correct? Next thing, remember, Tamil Nadu is on the top. It is followed by Uttar Pradesh on the second position with a net worth or net export worth of $4.9 billion, and Karnataka is on the third position with $4.52 billion exported. And it is for the first time, as we saw, that the value of Tamil Nadu tripled. So it is for the first time that Tamil Nadu has taken over UP, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and is on the top. Also, production from companies like Tata Electronics and Pegatron helped the Tamil Nadu to climb the top position that was earlier at 4th position. Next, which of the following are correct with respect to the implementation of SITE program? What is this SITE? Strategic Interventions for Green Hydrogen Transition. We know that India is highly pushing on this green hydrogen mission, and we have seen that green hydrogen powered train, first hydrogen powered train will be running from the Jind district of Haryana, and similarly a first hydrogen production site is also set up there near to this station in Jind, Haryana. Apart from this, a green hydrogen powered generator is working in Assam, that is on a pilot basis, and it is powering a full guest house, and it will be putting a foundation stone for which we can say that in future we will be able to use green hydrogen in our generators also. We will be seeing green hydrogen powered cars soon, as well as methanol powered cars will also be into the market soon. And we have seen that methanol powered rocket was launched by, or in the world's first methanol powered rocket was launched by which country? It was launched by China. Right? Next here, remember, we are talking about this SITE program, right? What is this SITE? SITE stands for Strategic Interventions for Green Hydrogen Transition, right? It is divided into two components. One of the component is incentive scheme for electrolyzer manufacturing, and second component is incentive scheme for green hydrogen production. So is option A correct? Yes, option A is correctly matched. Then under this, remember, a major financial measure under the National Green Hydrogen Mission with an outlay of 17,490 crore rupees. That means 17,490 crore rupees outlay has been set for this SITE program under Green Hydrogen Mission. Then SITE program aims to make India a global leader in the production as well as export of the green hydrogen. Then next, remember, if we talk about component 1, has been allocated 4,440 crore rupees for the manufacturing of electrolyzers from fiscal year 26 to fiscal year 30, and component 2 has received an allocation of 13,050 crore rupees for green hydrogen production during the same period. So yes, option B is also correctly marked here. Let's look at option C. Ministry of New and Renewable Energy will implement this site program through an IREDA as implementing agency between this financial year 26 to 29-30. No, this is not Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Oh, sorry, this is not your IREDA. Ministry of New and Renewable Energy will be partnering with SECI. What is SECI? Solar Energy Corporation of India, as their implementing agency for this time period between 25 to 26. So it is not IREDA. So option C is wrongly mentioned here. So remember, this is your side program, that is to make India a global leader in the manufacturing as well as export of green hydrogen. Next, which among the following are correct with respect to the Ask Private Wealth Huron India Future Unicorn Index 2023 that is released by Huron Research Institute in June? So if we look at it, remember Huron Research Institute released the Ask Private Wealth Huron India Future Unicorn Index. This is a ranking of Indian startup ecosystem that are worth at least $200 million. Correct? I repeat, this Ask Private Wealth Huron India Future Unicorn Index, it is released by Huron Research Institute only, and this is India's startup ecosystem index, that is any startup that is worth at least $200 million is in this list. Correct? And this list also states that there is a slowdown in the India's startup ecosystem, and India has only added 3 unicorn startups with a valuation of over $1 billion compared to 24 startups or 24 unicorns in the year 2023. So in 2023, only 3 unicorns headed, and in the year 2022, almost 24 unicorns were added. So option A is correctly marked here. Let's look at option B. Huron Research Institute found 147 Indian future unicorns from 25 cities, and they were set up on an average in 2015. The total number of unicorns in 2023 is 83, and there were 51 gazelles and 96 cheetahs as against 84 unicorns and 51 gazelles and 71 cheetahs in 2022. So yes, this option is correctly marked here. Then if we talk about Mumbai, Maharashtra, option C, Mumbai, Maharashtra continued to be the startup capital of India by being home to 53 probable unicorns. So let me correct here, it is not Mumbai, Maharashtra, it is Bangalore, Karnataka that continue to be the startup capital of India by being the home to 53 probable unicorns. And if you remember, Bangalore, Karnataka is also known as the Silicon Valley of India. So option C is wrong here. Only option A and B are correct, and you can correct the option C by saying that it is not Mumbai, Maharashtra, it is Bangalore, Karnataka that continue to be the startup capital of India. Right? Next, one thing you need to remember here, that if you want, as I mentioned in the starting of this question also, that if a organization or if a startup want to be published or featured in this Ask Private Wealth Huron India Future Unicorn Index, then they should have a minimum valuation of $200 million, that is 1,650 crore rupees. Next, name the life insurance company that recently introduced industry's first digital payment via WhatsApp and UPI. So I repeat, the insurance company is your Tata AIA life insurance company. They introduced industry's first payment via WhatsApp and UPI interfaces. Correct? This will allow the policyholders to make premium payments using their popular platforms, and this new feature will ensure that both tech savvy individuals and those people who are not so tech savvy, they can also use these devices, these applications, so that they can make their payments digitally with ease. Correct? So it is your Tata AIA life insurance. Next is name the personality who has recently been honored with the Global Indian Icon of the Year award during the 5th annual UK India Awards. So I repeat, name the personality. Who is that personality? She is Mary Com. She has been recently honored with the Indian Global Forum UK India Special Award, that is your Global Indian Icon of the Year 23 award. She was awarded with this award during the 5th annual UK India Awards. If we talk about Mary Com, she is related to boxing, right? She's a very famous women boxer and she's 40 years of age and she's a Rajya Sabha member also, and she's the first ever Olympic medalist in the women boxing. Correct. She received the award from Indian High Commissioner to the UK, Vikram Doraiswamy, and she has shared her remarkable 20-year journey filled with dedication and commitment to the sport of boxing. Then remember this event, that is the 5th annual UK India Awards for 2023. This was a part of the India Global Forum of the UK India Week 2023. This was held from 26th to 30th of June. So who received this Global Indian Icon of the Year award? It was received by Mary Com. Next, Indian men's Kabaddi team defeated which country? They defeated Iran in the finals to win the 9th edition of the Asian Kabaddi Championship 2023. So Indian Kabaddi team defeated Iran in the final to win the 9th edition of the Asian Kabaddi Championship. Where was this held? This was held in South Korea and it was from 27th to 30th of June. We observed this. Then it was India's 8th gold medal in the 9th edition of this Asia Championship. Previously, remember, India has won it for the 7th time and this is 8th time that India has won this title. So it was in 1980, 1988, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2005, 2017, 2023 that we won this title. Right? And when did Iran win? Iran has won it for once it was in 2003. Correct? And here India won, Iran won silver medal and India has won gold medal in the men's Kabaddi Championship. That was the 9th edition of the Asian Kabaddi Championship 2023 held in South Korea. Next, Ministry of Defense, they signed a contract with Madgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited and they signed their contract with them for the medium rift life certification of the Indian Navy ship dash, that is INS Sankosh. Correct? That is Ministry of Defense. They signed a contract with Madgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited and that is for the medium rift with life certification for the Indian naval ship INS Sankosh. Correct? The overall cost for this contract was 2,725 crore rupees. Correct? And the delivery of the submarine of this MRLC will be in 2026. So this is the year in which this INS Sankosh will be delivered. Under this contract, INS Sankosh, that is a submarine that belongs to the subsurface killer class submarine, right, will undergo comprehensive renovation and life certification at the MDL's facility in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Also remember this INS Sankosh, it has a speed of 22 knots and after renovation it will be delivered by 2026. Correct? Next, let me write here, the correct option is option 5. Next, which among the following are correct with respect to the carbon credit trading scheme of 2023? So remember, Ministry of Power notified the carbon credit trading scheme for 2023 and it is to develop India's first domestic regulated carbon credit trading market. The scheme was first announced under the Energy Conservation Bill of 2022 and the scheme was drafted by which organization? It is BEE, that is Bureau of Energy Efficiency, that is a statutory body under the Ministry of Power that drafted this particular carbon credit trading scheme. Then remember this carbon credit trading scheme entails the formation of the National Steering Committee. This is a technical committee, correct? And the grid controller of India, that is Grid India, will be the registry for the Indian carbon market. This national steering committee that was set up, this constitutes for about 20 to 22 members, and this will be headed by the secretary for Ministry of Power. Currently, who is the secretary of Ministry of Power? Shri Pankaj Agarwal, and he will be the chairman of this 20 or 22 member national steering committee that will be formed for the carbon credit trading scheme. So if we look at the option, the Ministry of Power notified this scheme to develop India's first domestic regulated carbon credit trading market. So option A is correct. B, the carbon credit trading scheme entails the formation of NSC, National Steering Committee, a technical committee, an accredited carbon verification agency, and CERC, that is Central Electricity Regulatory Commission, as the carbon market regulator. Option B is also correct. Looking at C, this NSC constituted a 10 member. No, it will be of 22 member committee that will be headed by Leela Nandan. No, it will be headed by the secretary of Ministry of Power, that is Shri Pankaj Agarwal. So right, option C is wrong here because Leela Nandan won't be the head of this committee. Who will be the head? Shri Pankaj Agarwal will be the head of this carbon credit trading scheme. Or sorry, head of this national steering committee that will be formed for this national credit trading scheme. Next, the third unit of the Kakrapar atomic power project, that is India's first indigenously developed 700 megawatt pressurized heavy water reactor, commenced their commercial operation in which state? It has commenced their commercial operation in the state of Gujarat, right? And this is at the Karapur site of Gujarat. This Karapur project, it compasses the construction of two 700 megawatt pressurized heavy water reactor, and that is KAPP3 and KAPP4. This Karapur atomic power project, this site also houses 220 megawatt Karapur atomic power station 1 and 2. Also remember, if asked that this Kakrapur, not Karapur, this Kakrapur atomic power project is developed or it is built by which organization? It is built by NPCIL, right? This Kakrapur atomic power project is built by whom? It is built by NPCIL, that is Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited, right? So where is this located? It has started their commercial operation in the state of Gujarat. In Gujarat only artificial diamond is there, manufacturing of artificial diamond. Then IFSCA is there, GIFT city is there in IFSCA is in the GIFT city. Then here only remember, first foreign university will be setting up their campus in GIFT city, that is Deccan University of Australia, Deccan University of Australia, right? Next, according to the 17th edition of the Global Peace Index 23 that was released by IEP, that is Institute for Economics and Peace, this was in June, India has ranked dash. So the rank of India in the Global Peace Index for 23 that is released by IEP, here rank of India is 126th, and the country that secured the top position here is Iceland, right? On the top position is Iceland, and Iceland is the most peaceful country in the world since 2008. Rank of India is 126th. Then after that, if we look at it, in 2022, the rank of India was 135th. So India has secured better rank of 126 in 2023. Right? If we talk about India's neighbors such as Bhutan, the rank of Bhutan is just 17. Maldives on 23rd position, Nepal 79th position, China 80th position, Sri Lanka 107th position, Pakistan is on 146th position, right? Myanmar is on 145th position. So the correct option here becomes option 3. Next, which among the following is correct with respect to Sebi? So remember, Sebi has approved series of decisions such as reduction of public issue listing timelines, introduction of regulation for NCDs, that is your non-convertible debt securities, and strengthening of the investor grievance handling mechanism to improve the market efficiency and investor protection. Also remember, the board approved the proposal for reducing the time period for listing of the shares in public issue from existing 6 days to 3 days. Then next thing, SEBI board has approved the introduction of provision related to the listing of non-convertible debt securities and voluntary delisting of the NCDs. Next thing, SEBI has decided to mandate enhanced disclosures from certain class of foreign portfolio investors, including furnishing granular level details about the ownership and economic interest. So coming back, if we look at the options from ABC, all these three options are correctly marked here. Next, name the organization that recently granted $1.5 billion to accelerate the India's development of low carbon energy resources. So it is your World Bank, right? They granted $1.5 billion to accelerate the India's development of low carbon energy resources, right? This is basically for fostering the green energy, for the development of green energy, and for shifting from non-renewable sources of energy to renewable sources of energy, and coming up with various sources of energy such as your uh, hydrogen, green hydrogen, your ethanol, right? And remember, this amount, this $1.5 billion grant by World Bank will help India in achieving their target of 500 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity by 2030, right? Next thing, remember the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, that is IBRD. This is an arm of World Bank only. They are providing the loan of this $1.44 billion, supported by $1 billion backstop from the UK to enhance the climate change financing to India, right? See, we have seen this in multiple times also, that the amount of money that will be spent on keeping our environment clean will be huge. And this is your World Bank and various other organization. Not just this, if you remember, India along with France, they have signed the international solar agreement also, and for that also we are seeing that India is performing really good in terms of solar energy production, and it is the Rajasthan state in India that is performing the top in terms of solar energy production. Next, name the when was the National Chartered Accountants Day observed across India with the theme Empowering Financial Excellence. It is on 1st of July 2023 that we observed this National Chartered Accountants Day, and it is observed across the globe on 1st of July because on this day ICAI, that is Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, was formed on 1st of July 1949, right? This day is also known as ICAI Foundation Day, that honors the work of all the chartered accountants. In 2023, it was the 75th anniversary of ICAI, and the theme here we just saw, it is Empowering Financial Excellence, correct? Also remember, to commemorate the 75th anniversary, President of India Draupadi Murmu, she launched new syllabus of this CA at the Shri Fort Auditorium in New Delhi. This new syllabus is formulated with new scheme of education and training in line with the NEP 2020. Correct? Apart from this, remember, a new logo new logo of ICAI was also launched, that is similar to that of Garuda, right? That is a mythical bird-like creature that is a symbol of strength, power, and wisdom. Correct? So a new symbol was also launched, or special logo was launched, that is similar to that of Garuda. Next, West Indies missed the one-day International World Cup for the first time in 48 years after the qualifier loss to Dash. So after they were not able to even qualify for the ODI World Cup for the first time in 48 years because they lost to Scotland. Direct question you have to remember. In the ICC World Cup qualifier 2023 Super 6 fixture that was held in Zimbabwe. Correct? So Scotland defeated them to there. And remember, this 2023 edition of the tournament will not feature the two-time world champion. They won the first two World Cups in 1975 and 1979, and they were runner-up in 1983. But now West Indies has missed the ODI World Cup qualifiers, so they won't be taking part in that. Instead, it will be Scotland that will be taking part in the ODI World Cup. Next, name the Indian-Australian lawyer who has recently been appointed as the game ambassador for 23-24 by Minister for community sport of the Australian state of Victoria, Ross Spence. So who is that Indian Australian lawyer who has been recently appointed as the GAIL ambassador by the Ministry of Community Sport of the Australian state of Victoria? Molina Asthana, right? Indian Australian lawyer and the founder of the organization Multicultural Women in Sport. Molina Asthana has been named as the game ambassador for 23-24. Right? Important, take a note of it directly. Next is Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, launched this National Sickle Cell Anemia Elimination Mission and released the guidelines for the Sickle Cell Anemia Elimination Mission in which state? So it was released in the state of Madhya Pradesh with the target of eliminating anemia by 2047. So remember, if we talk about anemia, this is caused due to the deficiency of iron, right? And we know iron is found in hemoglobin, and hemoglobin is found in red blood cells in our blood. So we can say due to the deficiency of red blood cells, we can have the problem of anemia. And to eliminate this anemia, Sickle Cell Anemia Elimination Mission, this was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It was launched in the state of Madhya Pradesh with the target to eliminate it by 2047. And remember, basically this anemia, women or pregnant women are basically impacted by anemia during the birth. Correct? Also remember, Prime Minister also initiated the distribution of Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana cards of about 3.57 beneficiaries were there, and almost 1 crore cards have already been issued to the beneficiaries in the Madhya Pradesh state, right? So remember, this Sickle Cell Anemia Elimination Mission was launched in Madhya Pradesh, and it was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and this is to eliminate anemia by 2047. So the correct option is option 3. Next, which company recently signed an MOU with Indian Navy and Indian Coast Guard to set up a naval gallery at the National Maritime Heritage Complex? So, which is it? It is your Indian Port Railway and Ropeway Corporation Limited. So, option 1 is right here. Indian Port Rail and Ropeway Corporation Limited, they tied up with Indian Navy and Indian Coast Guard to set up this naval gallery, and this will be at National Maritime Heritage Complex. Correct? The next thing, remember, the MOU between Indian Navy, Indian Coast Guard and IPRCL, that is Indian Port Railway and Ropeway Corporation Limited. This MOU is based on the theme that evolution of Indian Navy and Indian Coast Guard. Correct? So remember these three organizations with which this MOU was signed, and this naval gallery, that is your located at the National Maritime Heritage Complex. Where is the location where this is located? It is in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Correct? Next is, according to the report, that is burden of disease attributable to unsafe drinking water, sanitation and hygiene 2019 update. This is released by WHO in July. Unsafe water, sanitation and hygiene, that is WASH, was responsible for 3,95,000 deaths among children under the age of dash. So it was under the age of 5. That means children's under the age of 5, and almost 3,95,000 children died under the age of 5 because of the poor hygiene, because of the poor unsafe drinking water, unsafe sanitation, and this report was released by WHO. Correct? And remember, this is basically for the unsafe wash condition. Now, what is this wash conditions? This is your water, sanitation and hygiene, right? For unsafe wash conditions, almost 3,95,000 children below the age of 5 died. Then this included 2,73,000 deaths from diarrhea, 1,12,000 deaths from respiratory infections, right? Next. And this report was released by whom? It was released by WHO. Next is name the bank that recently partnered with National E-Governance Service Limited, that is NESL, to introduce digital service project, that is WAVE, that is World of Advanced Virtual Experience. So coming back, remember this bank that partnered with NESL to introduce project WAVE was dash. So this project WAVE was launched by in Indian Bank along with NESL, that is your National E-Governance Service Limited, correct? And what is project WAVE here? WAVE stands for World of Advanced Virtual Experience, correct? And this was initiated in the month of January 2022. Then remember, various services that will be provided under the project WAVE, they will revolutionize the banking experience significantly. And Indian Bank has launched a fully digital process for eligible individuals and businesses to access pre-approved business loans, right? And here digital vehicle loan product allows individual customers to obtain the desired vehicle with a loan of up to 25 lakh rupees for their vehicle. All right, we can say the loan vehicle here is of 25 lakh rupees, correct? So this is your project WAVE, and it was Indian Bank that tied up with NESL to launch this digital service project WAVE. Next, Union Minister of Home Affairs and Corporation Amit Shah virtually launched Aksar River Cruise. This Aksar River Cruise is located on which river, and it is located where? So Aksar River Cruise, this is located on the river Sabarmati. So if it is Sabarmati, we can say this is located in which state? It is located in Gujarat, correct? This is your Aksar River Cruise, and this is the first passenger river cruise that is built under Make in India initiative, correct? And this was built at a cost of 15 crore rupees. This is basically to promote tourism in the particular area. Next, Dash became the first company in the world to reach a market valuation of $3 trillion. Important. It is Apple Incorporation. All your iPhones, iMac, iPads, right? This is the organization that makes these products. So Apple recently became the first company in the world that has reached the valuation of $3 trillion. And remember, this is one of the highest valuation achieved by any organization. Next, Karchi Puja was also called the festival of 14 gods, was celebrated in Dash state. So this Karchi Puja is celebrated in Tripura, right? This festival is also called as the festival of 14 gods, right? Karchi Puja is observed on the 8th day of the new moon in the month of July or August every year, correct? This year in 2023, Karchi Puja began on 26th of June and it ended on 2nd of July, correct? So coming back, remember Tripura state observed this Karchi Puja festival, that is also the festival of 14 gods. Next is, which among the following are correct with respect to the steps taken by the Ministry of Communication in July 2023? So we'll look at the options. Department of Telecommunication, that comes under the Ministry of Communication, has launched this Bharat 6G Alliance framework, and it is basically to propel the India's technological process in the telecom sector, right? So it is right, the option 1 is correct here. Next, remember this formation of this Bharat 6G Alliance, it was announced by Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav in the presence of Devu Sinha Chauhan, who is our Minister of State for Communication. Next thing, remember here a grant of 240.51 crore rupees has been allocated under the Telecom Technology Development Fund, TTDF. So option B is also right here. And apart from this, remember this Bharat 6G Alliance, this is a collaborative framework in India that will be bringing together various startups, various organizations, both public and private, along with Global Technology Alliance, so that this alliance, this framework can be taken forward, right? And we know with launch of 5G, the speed of internet has almost doubled, or we can say a very high speed internet is being provided with the launch of 5G, and if we talk about 6G, the same thing will be implemented in a higher manner, and better internet speed, better connectivity will be provided under this. Also, if we look at option C, a total of 48 crore rupees grant was awarded to 66 startups and MSMEs under the Digital Communication Innovation Square initiative, which fosters innovation and entrepreneurship. Correct. Also remember here, in simple terms, 48 crore rupees will be provided to these 68 startups so that they can do research and development and come up with various products that will be in sync with that of sixth generation of technology or sixth generation of internet technology. Right. So option C is also correct, B is also correct, and option A is also correct. Next, name the organization of Government of India that recently signed an MOU with Ras Al Khaimah Economic Zone to promote growth and development within the food and agriculture sectors of the UAE and India. So it is your Indian Chamber of Food and Agriculture. Correct. Option 4. They, along with RAKEZ of UAE, correct, and Indian Chamber of Food and Agriculture, it is of India. So these two organizations signed an MOU, and basically this MOU is to promote growth and development in the food and agriculture sector of both India and UAE. Under this, research and development will be there, right? In various investments will be done in the agriculture sector, right? Then various use of this upcoming technologies such as your IoT devices, artificial intelligence, drones, they will be incorporated in this agriculture sector to promote research and development and to enhance the earning of these farmers. Correct. So option 4 is correct here. They tied up with Ras Al Khaimah Economic Zone of UAE. Next, name the union minister who recently inaugurated an exhibition that is banking on World Heritage at Darshanam Gallery of Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts, that is in New Delhi. So remember, who is the union minister who inaugurated this exhibition that is banking on World Heritage? This exhibition banking on World Heritage was inaugurated by Meenakshi Lekhi. This event or this exhibition was held where? This was held at Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts, that is in New Delhi. This exhibition showcased the banknotes of G20 member nations, as well as it showcased the list of the UNESCO World Heritage sites. And if we are talking about UNESCO, remember it is USA that has recently become the part of USA, became the part of UNESCO. Right. Also remember what is the theme for G20? Vasudev Kutumbakam. Next, according to the report titled Trade in Services for Development, Fostering Sustainable Growth and Economic Diversification, that was co-published by World Bank and WTO in July, India has doubled their share of global commercial services export to 4.4% in 2022 from 2% that was in 2005. Right. So we can say that the export of India's commercial services has almost doubled, right? Global share of India's commercial service export has almost doubled. That was 2% in 2005 and it has been increased to 4.4% in 2022. Right? Similar to that of China, the share of China in 2005 was almost 3% and now their share in 2025 is 5.4% of the global share. Right. Then this report was released by whom? This report was released by World Bank along with WTO. If we talk about WTO, who is the Director General? Dr. Nkosi Okonjo-Iweala. And who is the President of World Bank? He is the 14th President of World Bank, Ajay Banga. Correct. China, Hong Kong, Singapore and India respectively, in this order only, they are the exporters and importers of the services or commercial services globally. Correct. Also remember, India emerged as the favored medical travel hub, approximately attracting 3.5 million foreigner patients between 2009 to 2019. Next, which among the following points are correct with respect to the HDFC Bank Limited as of July 2023? See here, if we look at option 1, HDFC Investment and HDFC Holdings have been amalgamated with and into HDFC Limited from 1st of July 2023. So yes, option 1 is correctly matched here with this valuation of around $40 billion. Correct. So the valuation of this amalgamation will be $40 billion. This unprecedented merger creates a financial service powerhouse. Next, option B, HDFC Limited merger with HDFC Bank Limited. With this, HDFC Bank is set to become the world's fourth most valuable bank based on the market capitalization and emerge as the second biggest company in India. So yes, option B is also right, an important one. That is the world's fourth most valuable bank after this merger, and it will be the biggest company, second biggest company in India. Third option is Deepak Parekh, the esteemed chairman of HDFC, has announced his retirement as HDFC prepares to merge with HDFC Bank. So yes, after 45 years of service to HDFC, now Deepak Parekh will be retired. So option C is also rightly marked here. Next, Britain's King Charles III and Queen Camilla, they presented the prestigious Elephant Family Environmental Award to an Indian conservationist at the 2023 Animal Ball Lancaster House, that is in London, UK. Correct? Now the question asked here is Dash, who is the director of the Elephant Whisperers, received the Tara Award while the Real Elephant Collective group was honored with the Dash Award. So remember, Kartiki Gonzalez, who is the director of the Elephant Whisperers, they received this Tara Award while the Real Elephant Collective group, they were honored with the Mark Sand Award. Right? So the correct option here becomes option 3. Correct? Then remember this Real Elephant Collective, TREC. This is a wildlife conservation group from India. It consists of 70 Adivasi artists and they have been honored with the Mark Shand Award. This TREC, that is Real Elephant Collective, this is in Nilgiri Hills in Tamil Nadu, and it works with various indigenous communities to represent of wild elephants. Correct? So option 3 is right here. Moving on, who has recently been named among the 2023 annual list of great immigrants? He will be Ajay Banga, right? He is the only Indian to be listed in the annual list of the great immigrants, and he is a Padma Shri awardee also. He was awarded with Padma Shri in 2016, correct? And he became the 14th president of World Bank, and he is the first ever Indian American to lead the World Bank, and he is the only Indian in the list of the great immigrants also. Next, ECI launched a new web portal, integrated election expenditure monitoring system, for filing 3 types of financial reports by the political parties according to the provisions in the Representation of the People Act of 1951. I repeat, ECI, they launched this new web portal that is for the integrated election expenditure monitoring system, and it will be basically for filing 3 types of financial reports by the political parties, right? And the online availability of the data is expected to enhance the level of compliance and transparency. So the right option is 1951, option 3. Next, Indusend International Holding Limited, that is IIHL, the promoter of Indusend Bank Limited, has recently raised up to how much amount? They have raised up to $1.5 billion to increase their shareholding in the lender to 26% from the current 15% and fund Reliance Capital acquisition. I repeat, IIHL, that is Indusend International Holding Limited, the promoter of Indusend Bank, they have announced the board has approved a capital raise of up to $1.5 billion, as well as to expand the business horizons in the India and global geographics. Then the first objective of the capital raising is to increase the promoter shareholding in the Indusend Bank from current 15% to 26%. This was the first objective. Then the second objective of the capital raising is towards equity participation of the Reliance capital acquisition. Correct? So the right option here becomes $1.5 billion. Next thing, remember IIHL is the sole applicant with a bid amount of $1.2 billion in the process run under the IBC for Reliance Capital Limited. Next, North India's first skin bank was inaugurated in Dash. So, North India's first skin bank. First skin bank. North India's first skin bank. Where was this inaugurated? This was inaugurated in Delhi, right? A skin bank is a place where skin is processed and preserved under the optimal condition that can be used or benefited to the burn victims, right? Any individual who is having burnt skin or he was burned due to fire, then for those individuals this skin bank will be very beneficial. Remember, a skin that is donated, it can be used within 6 hours from the time of death, right? That means the skin can be donated after the death within 6 hours. And remember, the minimum age of donor should be 18 years of age. Correct? I repeat, the world's or North India's first skin bank, where is it? It is in New Delhi, and this is to basically provide relief to the burnt victims. The skin of any individual who is dead can be donated within 6 hours from the time of death, and anyone can donate the skin irrespective of sex or blood group. The minimum age should be here of 18 years. Also remember, as of now the country has total 16 skin banks, and right, the first in North India has been opened in New Delhi. Next is, which among the following are correct with respect to the Startup 20 Shikhar Summit that was held in the month of July. So remember, first thing you need to remember, this Startup 20 Shikhar Summit, where was this held in July? From 3rd to 4th of July, this was held in Gurugram, Haryana, and during this the torch of presidency of G20 was handed over by India to Brazil. So we can say that for the year 2024, who is having the presidency of G20? It is with Brazil. Correct? And apart from this, if we look at the option ABC, this summit was organized by the Startup 20 Engagement Group under India's G20 presidency, and it was from 3rd to 4th of July in Gurugram, Haryana. So option A is right. Option B, during this closing ceremony, Dr. Chintan Vaishnav, chair of Startup 20 and the mission director of Atal Innovation Mission, handed over the torch to Indonesia. No, it is handed over to Brazil, as it is having the presidency for 2024. So option B is wrong. C, the G20 countries have adopted the first Startup 20 Communique 23 by agreeing on the criteria and adoption of a definition framework for startups. So option C is also right. Next, which country has recently signed a memorandum of cooperation with India for the development of integrated Mast United Combined Radio Antenna NORA 50? Right, this will enhancing the communication, correct, for the Indian Navy. And this Unicorn NORA, that is your integrated mast united combination radio antenna, this is your Unicorn, correct, and this was recently integrated with our, it was provided to our Indian Navy for better communication. Now the question asked here is that which country recently signed a memorandum of cooperation for India for the development is of this Unicorn NORA 50? It is Japan, right? India and Japan recently signed a memorandum of cooperation for the same. Next, here remember TACAN. This is a vertical or vital navigation tool in the military aviation that provide accurate aircraft placement in difficult operational settings. Next, WHO has launched One Health Priority Research Agenda for Antimicrobial Resistance, that is AMR, correct? Which among the following recently along with WHO launched a Health Priority Research Agenda for Antimicrobial Resistance? It is all these three organizations: World Health Organization for Animal Health, Food and Agriculture Organization, and UNEP. All these three along with WHO launched a One Health priority research agenda for antimicrobial resistance. And what is this antimicrobial resistance? While taking medicines for a longer term, these microbes, these bacteria, viruses, they develop resistance, and those medicines that we are using for a longer time, they won't be beneficial on those bacteria or viruses. You can consider it from the example of COVID-19. We saw multiple variants emerging in the market during that time, and vaccines were not able to affect those variants because they were continuously developing and changing. So we have to come up with different vaccines, we have to come up with more research and development and come up with new vaccines to tackle those variants. Correct? So these are the organization, they have launched One Health priority research agenda for antimicrobial resistance. Next, Dash Bank became the first bank to officially roll out Mahila Samman Saving Certificate. So, which is it that launched out this first bank that became rolled out Mahila Samman Saving Certificate? It is Bank of India. Correct? It became the first bank to officially roll out Mahila Samman Saving Certificate. And remember, it has rolled out this scheme at their all branches. The rollout ceremony was inaugurated by Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer Rajneesh Karnatak through a video conference. Correct? Remember, earlier only the post office were authorized to open these Mahila Samman Saving Certificate accounts, but now Bank of India is also authorized to open the account. Next is, according to RBI, India's service export in May 2023 increased by 7.7% to $27.06 billion, right? And while the imports rose by 2% to $15.5 billion. Correct? So I repeat, according to RBI, India's service export in May increased by 7.7% to $27.06 billion, and the imports were increased by 2% to $15.5 billion. Correct? So the right option here becomes option 4. Next, name the company that recently accredited with the Authorized Economic Operator T3 status. This AEO T3 status, which is the company that was authorized with this status recently? It is GAIL, that is Gas Authority of India Limited, right? GAIL is a Maharatna CPSU that is accredited with this Authorized Economic Operator T3 status. This is one of the highest level of facilitation for the importers and exporters. With this AEO3 status, remember, their exporters and importers will be getting very different permissions. All right, they will be getting multiple benefits, that their products or their containers won't be checked at multiple locations, as well as they will be getting multiple additional benefits also at the port. Correct? This AEO program, this is run by World Customs Organization Safe Framework, right, of 2005. Correct? So if asked, this AEO, this program is run by whom? It is run by World Customs Organization Safe Framework, that is of 2005. Correct? And what is the main aim here? That it is for the facilitation of the genuine goods and increase the ease of doing business in India. And it was recently GAIL, Gas Authority of India Limited, that was recently accredited, or that was provided with this AEO T3 status. Next, who has been appointed as the new chairman of the BCCI Senior Men's Selection Committee? He will be Ajit Agarkar, and remember, he has been appointed as in this position on the base of the seniority, that is the total number of test matches, and it was unanimously that Ajit Agarkar was appointed as the chairman of the Seniors Men Selection Committee, right? And he will be succeeding whom? He will be succeeding Chetan Sharma. Correct? He will be succeeding Chetan Sharma, who resigned from the post in February 2023, and Ajit Agarkar will be the new chairman of the BCCI Senior Men Selection Committee. Next, IDFC Limited merged with IDFC First Bank in a share exchange ratio of 155 to 100. That means for every 100 shares, after the merger, the shareholders will be getting 155 shares. And with this merger, IDFC Limited shareholders will become the direct shareholders of the IDFC First Bank. Correct? And their merger is expected to be completed by the end of 2023. Then next is CCI. Competition Commission of India has approved the indirect acquisition of Marnix Lux SA by Dash Company. So remember, CCI approved the indirect acquisition of Marnix Lux SA by which company? By Concentric Corporation. Direct question you have to remember here. Remember this Concentric Corporation. This is a USA based publicly listed company and they will be acquiring Marnix Lux. And remember, they will acquire approximately 22% shareholding in the combined company by the shareholders of the Marine Lux. Moving on, which company along with Optimus Logics has recently developed India's first NAVIC based PNT, that is positioning, navigation and timing device, that is a handheld device, and this will work as a better alternative to that of GPS, right? It will be providing better location even in the remote areas. You will be able to see that this PNT device, that is the first NAVIC based PNT device, will be providing better location services. Even in the high altitude areas, you will be getting right location, and even in the areas where there is no communication available, even in the oceans where you will be getting very low satellite communication, there also this PNT device will be working very good and will be providing right location. So with which company along with Optimus Logics, there India has developed India's first NAVIC based PNT device? It is your Elena Geo Systems. Correct? This PNT device consists of a 5G mobile phone and a NAVIC chip along with its adapter and receiver to be able to communicate with the NAVIC satellite. Next, name the IIT that recently developed India's first 100% DME fueled tractor for sustainable on and off road usage. I repeat, name the IIT that recently developed India's first 100% DME fueled tractor for sustainable on and off road usage. It is your IIT Kanpur. Correct? 100% important. Remember, it is IIT Kanpur that developed 100% DME, that is your dimethyl ether. Correct? DME stands for dimethyl ether tractor, that will be a sustainable and it will be a better option from that of diesel and petrol tractors that we used to use, right? It will be basically promoting less pollution and it will be creating less pollution, and it is a better option to that of a diesel tractors, and it has been developed by IIT Kanpur and it is first 100% dimethyl ether tractor. This research was supported by SERB, that is your Science Engineering Research Board, along with Niti Aayog's Methanol Economy Program. Correct? Next is Indian football team defeated Dash football team to win the South Asian Football Federation Banga Bandhu Championship for the 9th time. So Indian football team defeated Kuwait. Correct? Defeated Kuwait country football team to win the South Asian Football Federation Banga Bandhu Championship for the 9th time. Correct? Important, take a note. Where was the event held, or the final event held? It was held in Bangalore, Karnataka. This was the 14th edition of the SAFF Championship. This was held from 21st of June to 4th of July. And here 8 teams saw participation, including India, Kuwait, Nepal, Pakistan, Lebanon, Maldives, Bhutan and Bangladesh. And it is for the 9th time that, remember, or it is the 9th time that India has won this title, and it is second consecutive time after it won the 2021 SAFF Championship that was held in Nepal. Correct? that was held in Maldives by defeating Nepal. So it is ninth consecutive time that India has won this SAFF Bangabandhu Championship. So the correct option here becomes option 1. Next, according to the report published by CRIF High Marks, which state has overtaken Tamil Nadu to become the state with the highest micro-lending borrowings in India as of March 2023? So it is Bihar. Correct? Bihar has overtaken Tamil Nadu to become the state with the highest micro-lending borrowings in India as of March 2023. Correct? Then remember, Bihar's microfinance borrowings amounted to 48,900 crore rupees, that accounts for 14.5% of the overall portfolio. Whereas if we talk about Tamil Nadu's microfinance institution or microfinance stood at 46,300 crore rupees. So you can see that for Bihar microfinance it is 48,900 crore rupees, and for Tamil Nadu microfinance it is 46,300 crore rupees. So Bihar has overtaken Tamil Nadu in this microfinancing lending. Next, AIMS dash introduce sends a messaging app for all staff members to communicate among themselves at the Premier Medical Institute to streamline the health work. So this was launched by AIMS Delhi. Direct question you need to remember, right? This is a messaging application for the staff members that was launched to communicate among themselves, right? Between themselves only. And this move is aimed at enhancing the collaboration within the organization. Correct? So it was AIMS Delhi that launched this messaging application by the name Sends. Next, which among the following is incorrect with respect to DPDP bill, that is Draft of Digital Personal Data Protection Bill? This was approved by Union Cabinet in July 2023. So which among the following is correct with respect to it? So first remember, this Union Cabinet was chaired by whom? This Union Cabinet was chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and he has approved this draft of the bill DPDP, that is Digital Personal Data Protection Bill. Correct? This bill will be tabled in Parliament in the upcoming monsoon session, that will be from 20th of July to 11th of August. The main aim of this bill is to provide consent-based data collection techniques. If any organization fails to compile with these guidelines, then they will be charged heavily, right? And the data will be only collected by providing the right guidelines to the same to both the government and to the users. This bill requires to maintain accuracy of data, keep the data secure, and delete the data once their purpose has been met. Also, the bill empowers the Data Protection Board to provide heavy penalty of up to 250 crore rupees to prevent the personal data breach. Also, this will increase such fines up to 500 crore rupees from the cabinet approval if such increases will not require any amendments to the law. Also, failure to notify the board and effective data principals in the event of a personal data breach, a penalty of 200 crore rupees will also be levied. So we have to say which among the following is incorrect. Option A is correct, option B is correct. If we look at the option C, failure to notify the board and effective data principals in the event a personal data breach, here a penalty of 200 crore rupees will be levied. So which among the following is correct? Option C is also correct. But if we look at option B, the bill empowers the Data Protection Board to levy a penalty of up to 450 crore rupees to prevent personal data breach. So no, it is not 450 crore rupees, it is 250 crore rupees. So option C is correct, option A is correct, option B is wrong here, right? So if we say which among the following is correct, so option A is correct, option C is correct, option B is wrong here, because here 450 crore rupees was there. Penalty was there to prevent data personal breach, but instead it is actually 250 crore rupees penalty to prevent personal data breach. Next, Ministry of Home Affairs launched a scheme for the expansion and modernization of fire services in the states with an outlay of dash amount, with an outlay of 5,000 crore rupees. So I repeat, Ministry of Home Affairs, they launched a scheme for the expansion and modernization of fire services in the state with an outlay of 5,000 crore rupees, and out of this 500 crore rupees is kept for the incentivization of the state on the basis of their legal and infrastructure based reforms. Correct? So coming back, it was Ministry of Home Affairs launched this scheme for expansion and modernization of fire services in the state with an outlay of 5,000 crore rupees. Correct? And this was launched under National Disaster Response Force to strengthen the fire services across the states of India. Right? And for the project, the proposals for the project and proposals under the scheme, the state government will contribute 25% of the total cost from their budget. Right? And northeastern and Himalayan states will contribute 10% of the total cost of such projects. Next, which organization has recently signed an MOU with DGCA to enhance the cooperation in the areas of unmanned aircraft systems and innovative air mobility? I repeat, which organization has recently signed an MOU with DGCA to enhance the cooperation in the areas of unmanned aircraft systems and innovative air mobility? It is your European Union Aviation Safety Agency. Correct? So DGCA, they signed an MOU with European Union Aviation Safety Agency. Correct? And it was to enhance the areas or enhance the cooperation into do research and development, to do knowledge sharing in the areas of UAS, that is unmanned aircraft systems, and innovate their mobility. So we can say for the drone areas, right, for unmanned aerial vehicles. This MOU will focus on the cooperation in the areas of development of certification standards, environmental standards, and related requirements for the certification and the use of unmanned aircraft systems. Correct? This will enhance the services for the unmanned air traffic management system also. Correct? Because we will be seeing in future that more drones will be there. Even flying cars will be seen in the coming next to 10 to 15 years. For that, so we need a proper air traffic management system, and this will help them to develop the same. So it is your European Union Aviation Safety Agency that signed an MOU with DGCA to enhance cooperation in the areas of unmanned aircraft system as well as for the air traffic management system. Next, which among the following cooperative bank licenses have recently cancelled by RBI? So RBI has recently cancelled the banking license of two cooperative banks, and they are Malkapur Urban Cooperative Bank and Shruti Shodra Shakahara Bank Niyamita. Right? I repeat, Shushruti Soharda Shakara Bank Niyamata. So these are the two cooperative banks for which the banking license has been cancelled by RBI. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to United Nations Conference on Trade and Development's World Investment Report in Sustainable Energy for All released in July 2023? So if we look at it, remember this UNCTAD's report, that is World Investment Report for 2023, that is investing in sustainable energy for all. Here foreign direct investment in Asian developing countries remain unchanged at $662 billion. So yes, option A is correctly matched. Then for 2023 report, it stated that the global flow of FDI declined by 12% to $1.3 trillion in 2022. Then next thing, remember, India and Asian were the top recipients with the increase of 10% in India and 5% in Asians respectively. So option B is also correct. Looking at option C, the global FDI declined by 10%, right? We just saw that it declined by 12% to $1.3 trillion in 2020, and China topped the list of the top 20 host economies for FDI flow for 2020. So no, it is not China, it is USA that has topped the list of the top 20 host economies for FDI inflow for 2022. So yes, option C is also wrong here. So we can say only option B and option A are correct with respect to it, right? So for if we say the USA, it topped the list of the top 20 host economic countries for FDI inflow. In India, the highest inflow is FDI inflow is coming from Singapore, and from India, the highest inflow that is going to out of the country, that is for Dubai. As we can say, in Dubai, the highest FDI inflow is coming from India. Correct. Then next thing, the global flow of FDI declined by 12% to $1.3 trillion in 2022. Next, AIFF announced Dash as the AIFF Men's Footballer of the Year 22-23 for the first time, while Manisha Kalyan was named as the AIFF Women's Footballer of the Year 22-23 for the Dash time. So remember here, Lelinzula Changate has been named as the AIFF Men's Footballer of the Year for the first time, and Manisha Kalyan has been named as the AIFF Women Footballer of the Year for the second time. So for the women, Manisha Kalyan has been named as the AIFF Women Footballer of the Year for the second time, and for AIFF Men's Footballer of the Year, he will be Lelinza Changate, and he has been named as the AIFF Men's Footballer of the Year for the first time. Next, name the department of Government of India that recently won the Kreta Vikreta Gaurav Samman Samaro 2023 in highest single bid procurements in the 22-23 fiscal year category. So remember, the department of Government of India is your Department of Health and Family Welfares, right? They come under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfares, and they have won this Kreta Vikreta Gaurav Samman Samaro 2023 in the highest single bid procurement. This event was organized by GEM Portal, that is your government e-marketplace, and remember, this was basically the Department of Health and Family Welfare, and they have won this in the highest single bid procurement. Correct. Next, which state has recently launched Mo Jungle Jami Yojana, that is My Forest Land scheme, to reconcile all rights under the Scheduled Tribes and Other Traditional Forest Dwellers Act of 2006. So it is which state? It is your Odisha. They have launched this Mo Jungle Jami Yojana, right? This Mo Jungle Jami Yojana, that is My Forest Land scheme. Under this, it states that the people or the community that is living in the forest, they have the right to the forest resources. Correct. So this is the scheme, or this is the Yojana that stated that the people living in the forest or the tribal living in the forest, they have the right to the resources of the forest. Correct. And this was launched by Odisha. For Odisha, Mo bus service, biggest hockey stadium, that is Birsa Munda Hockey Stadium, is there. Then first Olympic values education program was there, and here only first tribal health observatory was also set up. Next, name the state that has recently launched India's first tele mental health assistance and networking across state Manas chatbot to enhance the mental health support for the distressed people. So this Manas, that is your mental health assistance and networking across state chatbot, this was launched to enhance the mental health support for the distressed people, right? This was launched where? In the Union Territory Jammu and Kashmir. So where was Manas launched? This Manas chatbot, this was launched in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. This is basically to provide support to the mentally disturbed people and to provide them instant support with this chatbot. This was launched in the two-tier system, correct? And this will be helping the people who are suffering from mental disorders and mental health issues. It will be providing them support, and it will be acting as a, because sometime person will take longer to respond for those queries, right? But with the help of chatbot, it will become easy to respond instantaneously with the help of this chatbot to the query of those distressed or mental issues. And it was launched in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Next, Union government declared that all the panchayats to be UPI enabled from Dash. So remember, Union government has declared that from 15th of August, all the panchayats will be UPI enabled, right? Here, remember, Secretary of Panchayati Raj Ministry Sunil Kumar has announced that almost 98% panchayats have already started using the UPI based payments, right? And here, these panchayats can use GPay, PhonePe, Paytm, Bheem UPI, Mobivik, WhatsApp Pay, Amazon Pay, or Bharat Pay as per their wish, but they will be UPI enabled by 15th of August 2023. And this states that India is changing and we are getting digitized even in the remote areas. Correct? Friends, now it's time for your quick revision. And in this, we will be discussing about a virtual overview of the virtual 23rd edition of the SCO CHS summit that was held recently. Correct? If we talk about this SCO CHS, what is this CHS stands for? That is your Council of Head of State Summit, right? So remember, recently Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired this 23rd edition of the SCO-CHS summit. So we can say this meeting was chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. First question, right? The next thing, remember, this was held in a virtual format, and this is for the first time that India to chair this SCO-CHS meeting. So we can say this is second question, that is, this is the first time that India is having the chairmanship of this meeting, and it was chaired by whom? Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Then there is a theme for this particular SCO-CHS meeting, that is towards a secure SU. That is towards a secure SCO, right? It stands for security, economy, trade, connectivity, unity, respect, and environment, right? Then remember, during this summit, the member nations signed the New Delhi Declaration that was coined by Indian government to fight against terrorism. So if we talk about New Delhi Declaration, if ever asked about New Delhi Declaration, what is it about? New Delhi Declaration is to fight against terrorism, right? So this is the fourth point you need to remember, and this is the third. Theme is the third. Fourth is your New Delhi Declaration that you need to remember. Important one, right? Then Prime Minister also presented the artificial intelligence and natural language processing based language platform, that is Bhashini. That is Bhashini, right? This is artificial intelligence natural language platform, correct? Bhashini, that can transcend language barriers by translating in real time. And also the next thing, this was the fifth, and the sixth thing you can remember here, that Iran here became the permanent SCO member, that is the ninth permanent SCO member. So these are the things that you need to remember for the 23rd edition of the SCO-CHS meet. This was chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. For the first time, India was having the presidency towards SCOs, towards a secure SCO. This is the theme. Then New Delhi Declaration was to fight terrorism. Bhashini was the artificial intelligence based natural language processing platform that was launched. And the next thing is Iran became the ninth permanent SCO member. Next is, what is the name of the application that was launched by Meta, that is the rival application of Twitter? We know that recently Twitter was acquired by Elon Musk, correct? And Jack Dorsey was one of the founder and CEO of Twitter. Even after when he left, Twitter was acquired by Elon Musk, and the deal was for 44 billion plus dollar. Now Meta, that is your earlier it was known as Facebook, they have recently launched a rival application of Twitter that is known by the name Thread. And recently the lawyers of Elon Musk has filed a case against Meta for launching of this Thread, because they said that when we that is Meta, they hired the engineers, they hired the software developers of the Twitter team members, and with the help of them only they were able to develop this new application Threads, correct? Right, it is a micro blogging platform. This is similar to that of Twitter, and it was recently launched out by Meta in 100 countries all around the world. This is currently unavailable in the Europe Union and including India. Remember, India, or we can say in the world, which is the country with the highest number of downloads of Threads, it is our India, correct? This application is available both on the Play Store and App Stores, that is for Apple. The post in threads, they can be up to 500 character long. They can include link, photos and videos up to 5 minutes long. Also remember, if you want to log in into threads, the users will need an Instagram account to log in, and if they want to delete their thread account, their Instagram all will also be deleted alongside. So you need to take care of that. Who has been appointed as the acting chairperson of NGT, that is your National Green Tribunal? So Shio Kumar Singh one, he has been appointed, as you can see him in the picture here. He has been appointed as the acting chief person of the National Green Tribunal by the Union Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Ajay Banga, the president of World Bank, was the only Indian honorary to be named in the list of the great immigrants for 2023, and he is the 14th president of World Bank. Then Lieutenant General M.U. Nair has been appointed as the head of the National Cyber Security Coordinator, or we can say he has been appointed as the head of the National Cyber Security Center. Correct? Important. Next, Indian Overseas Bank, they launched a luxury benefit card, that is Rupee Select Debit Card. Right? It was launched by Indian Overseas Bank. Then India has doubled their share of the global commercial services export to 4.4% in 2022. That was around 2% in 2005. And this report was released by World Bank and World Trade Organization. Next, Union Minister Sarbandra Sonowal, they launched a campaign to transfer iconic 75 lighthouses in various states of India into tourist destination. This is to promote culture and tourism in India. So for the same, 75 lighthouses will be converted into the tourist destinations. Next, NADA, that is National Anti-Doping Agency, they have signed an MOU with Sarado, and this is to increase the regional cooperation in the anti-doping sport. And Sarado is your South Asia Regional Anti-Doping Organization. Nepal, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Maldives, they are the part of this, and even Bangladesh, they are the part of this Sarado. First of all, tell me before this, Arogya Mahila. Arogya Mahila. This Arogya Mahila was launched in which state? It was launched in Telangana. Arogya Mahila. Then there was a new sports policy launched. Sports policy was launched in which state? In that state there is Sports City. In that state there is a Film City. And the correct option here is UP. Here Jewar Airport is also being built. Alright, recently in UP, Global Investor Summit was held in Lucknow. Alright, in UP only it is said that they will achieve $1 trillion soon. And apart from this, in UP only it was stated that the high-rise buildings should cover themselves with beautiful lights so that at night they can look beautiful, or we can say that they match the standard of the global cities. So this is everything you need to know regarding UP. Apart from this, remember a new initiative was called Beggar Free City. Which was the Beggar Free City? And it is a new initiative. It was launched in Nagpur, Maharashtra. Beggar Free City. Bharat Nepal Astha Yatra Tour. It was launched by whom? Bharat Nepal Astha Yatra Tour. This was launched by IRCTC. Correct? Next remember G20 Flower Festival. G20 Flower Festival. This was a 2-day long festival. Where was this held? It was held in New Delhi. 2-day long flower festival was held in New Delhi. Kotak AMC, Asset Management Corporation, they have launched a financial literacy campaign. It was launched for women. Then Axis Bank, they have tied up with ITC to offer rural lending product, that is to offer loans to small businessmen, to MSMEs, or the businesses that are starting in the rural areas. Apart from this, IDFC, they have rebranded themselves to Bandhan. This is important news. IDFC was renamed or rebranded themselves to what? To Bandhan. Right? Next, Next, if I ask you who has been appointed as the first Indian American judge at New York court. First Indian American judge at New York court. He will be Arun Subramanyam. Arun Subramanyam. All right. He is the first Indian American to be the judge at New York court. Then, who is the new Chief Minister of Tripura? For the second time, he will be Manik Shah. Manik Shah. Then tell me, Dash became the first women officer to command a fighter unit in Indian Air Force. Fighter unit, to command a fighter unit. Who is the first woman to command a fighter unit? She will be Shalija Dhami. Shalija Dhami became the first woman officer to command a fighter unit in IAF, that is your Indian Air Force. Then who became the Chief Minister of Nagaland for the fifth time, not sixth, for the fifth time? Who became the Chief Minister of Nagaland? Nephew Rio. Right? Then one more, tell me who became the new Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Axis Mutual Fund? He will be B. Gop Kumar. B. Gop Kumar will be the new. Next, if I ask you, tell me, IIT Guwahati has recently tied up with which hospital for cardiac research? To do research on cardiac, and cardiac is basically related to heart. So to do research on cardiac or heart research, IIT Guwahati partnered with which hospital? It is your Satya Sai Hospital. All right. Next, if I ask you, tell me, where was the second edition of the G20 Sustainable Financial Working Group meeting held? I repeat, second edition of the G20 Sustainable Financial Working Group meeting held. It was held in Udaipur. Where was this held? It was held in Udaipur. Then third edition of the Divya Kala Mela. This Divya Kala Mela, the third edition of this Mela, was inaugurated at Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. Right? Then India will host SEO Tourism Ministers Meet, and this SEO Tourism Ministers Meet will be hosted by India, and it will be where? It will be in Varanasi. If you remember, in Varanasi to Dibrugarh, India's largest cruise ship will work from Varanasi to Dibrugarh in Assam. Right? Then, who participated in the 19th edition of the BIMSTEC? In the 19th edition of the BIMSTEC, which Indian person participated here? Rajkumar Singh. These were your important current affairs for the first week of July month. I hope the session was up to mark and you have learned multiple things, and I hope that you have taken down the notes also, as it will be enhancing in your preparation. So that's all for the day, friends. Thank you and have a nice day. That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at AffairsCloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is AffairsCloud_official. In the end, friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number, that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.